All right. Well, I'd like to start out with three propositions, three things that I believe are true about community and especially community of breath. So, the proposition number one is that breath builds unity. So, as a breath worker, your job involves finding the common breath that unites those that you are called to serve and brings them to you. This breathing together is a conspiracy for the highest good of all. Now, you might say, well, breath is breath, and it's all the same. Well, there's a aspect of breath that is the same, the spirit of breath, but then there's something unique about your breath, and it's the love that you put into it. The love that you put into your breath and that you send out to the world is different than anyone else. And you are known by the quality of love that you exude. It's not just the number of molecules in your body or your street address. It is the quality of love that you emit. So this is why I most often start our meetings, just as we did tonight, with some form of conscious breathing. It's bringing our love together. Unity in spirit leads to agreements in the mind, not the other way around. So the mind is often built on distinctions, separation, and complexity in an effort to control. The mind is not source. It is a tool that we use. But like artificial intelligence, we have imbued it with a certain amount of independence, as it were. And it believes that if it understands things, then it will be in control. So its effort is always to put boxes on things, to define them, to put them in little separate organized categories. And that is useful at times. So you walk into your bedroom and you know what drawer your shoelaces are in, if you still use shoelaces. And so it can be very useful, just like our computer right now is very useful in connecting us. But it's not who we are. And it is the breath which emits this quality of inclusiveness and love to include everyone on the planet. We have the power to do that. And the loving breath that we emit is going to be that magnetic force which brings our community together. Proposition number two, as a breath worker, you're gifted with drawing from resources in your community you didn't know you had. So everyone's input is important. Whatever form your community takes, just being with a couple of folks together, sharing breath work, or whether it grows into a class or a number of classes into a program, whatever form it takes, everyone who participates came with a gift that's important to everyone else. Now, you say that, well, that's a nice sentiment, but there's some people that are just kind of like hanging around the periphery. And well, research has shown spontaneous evolution is one of the books that was used quite extensively in one of our courses in the past. Bruce Lipton and Steve Behrman showed research that when you get input from every sector of a community, this could be a city, a village, a country, when you actually use input from every sector, the results of that are superior to the kind of format that just relies on an enlightened leader or the intelligentsia or the university professors or whatever group you might think you want to lead. They don't know it all. This builds a little bit on what we talked about in our first class, which was the person may be labeled as the one that's causing trouble. They're asking questions. Or might think, well, this class would go a lot smoother if no one asked any questions and everyone just believed what I said. You know, well, that would be great for my mind, but it would not be great for the group, for us all. So I've learned if there's a group that I haven't learned from each member, that means I'm missing the whole truth. So this keeps us as leaders from looking for favorites who always agree with us. That's a common but a dangerous human tendency. So this so-called difficult group member or client may have a critical input for this particular group, which it needs to succeed, whatever group that is. So come from the position that this is a unique collection of people, and us getting together here on this Zoom call tonight is not an accident. But we've come together to be the perfect teachers and students for each other. And it doesn't require that everyone talks a lot or contributes to the email thread in between. It's your presence, how you breathe and how you put your love into your presence here is creating the collective. And how the teacher handles challenges can make a difference for all to feel safe and accepted or not. This includes, as you're bringing a community together, your ability to say, I don't know, or I'm sorry, or I was wrong. And trust that the collective wisdom of the group to find something better through open-hearted dialogue. Now, this may not happen immediately as you'll look at how groups are formed and communities evolve. And we've done all that in some of our past courses. We go through different stages in being together, and that's as it should be. So that's why it takes trust in the process. This develops with experience and faith. The third proposition is that when you have more than one breathwork client, community building has already begun. You've brought them together via the spirit of breath to learn through you, no matter how disparate you may think they are. Oh, John over here wears a tie to work every day, and Frank over there has got holes in his jeans and old tennis shoes. They're not going to get along together in some kind of a group. That's your mind creating categories. So at some point, there's a great advantage to create a space for them to meet, learn, and grow together in person. Frank may just be exactly what John needs to shake him up a little bit and to loosen up a little bit. The challenge for you is to get your fear out of the way and to create a forum that fits the energetics of the group. So this could be a support group that you start, or a class, or just a group breathwork. It may evolve into having a retreat or a training or programs, etc. So if you are in this series and you're here tonight or you're looking at this on the recording, this is not way beyond you.